Hey everyone, how are you? I hope you're doing fantastic. Welcome to Incredible Adventures TV. Please pardon the difference of this video today. There have been some major changes in my life. The last time we spoke, I told you guys that I was working towards designing a dress as well as a hat by hand from the Gilded Age. I didn't even know that there was a show called that, guys, and I think they're in season 2. And so once I discovered that, I thought it was just a really interesting connection. And the reason why I decided to even make the dress and hat is because I was going to talk about a chef from that time. I was going to discuss Captain Rufus. Yeah, guys, I was going to get it in, but because there have been a change of plans with regards to my living situation, it put a monkey wrench in my whole plan. No kitchen. I came up with the script and everything, but my enthusiasm shifted. So basically, me and my husband split, and it kind of shook my world up. And it has been very difficult, of course, because I'm no longer living at our residence. It's just been a very challenging time, and I didn't really take much with me. Only my essentials, but I did decide to take this dress. And the reason why I took it, because it was so interesting. It took me almost a month and a half or two to put it all together. And I remember that every day I would give at least an hour or two to work on it. And because it was by hand and I never did anything like this in my life, it had its challenges, and it was just very meticulous, especially with building the hat. Everything was from scratch, and of course I upcycle used materials and scraps and things like that, only because that's my only choice out there in the rural lands. But long story short, I just realized that, the life I had been living was not fulfilling me whatsoever. Just another story of two people just trekking down two different paths, and one person was completely happy with it, but I just felt really unhappy and unloved. Even the arts and crafts that I would create, he would just laugh, like just not impressed, not into it. What I really enjoyed about this channel, Incredible Adventures TV, is that because I had been spending so much time alone, I considered this romance time, where I would romance myself by creating something beautiful. And a lot of people misunderstand when I speak about romance. It's really about giving attention to something that you cherish using creative ways. And so I use coming up with little ideas like this to romance myself. But there comes a time where, you look at your life and you start to make sense of it all. And so I definitely did. So now I'm out of my comfort zone. It's difficult because you have a reliance on the other person, as you should, when you're married. But it should be deeply loving, in my opinion. Emotional availability and affection should be present. Well, at least for my personality, and so much more. The thing that really helped me together, though, was coming up with research ideas, historical ideas, creating recipes, working with my hands. That is what fulfills me. And it worked to where I got rid of everything. I left with the dress on my body, and I packed this hat and dress. I didn't want to disappoint you guys because I knew I had told you guys that I was working on it and I wanted to show you. So I was like, I can't leave this behind, and I had worked on it for so long, But this is the last days of my being at the farm until I had to pack my things and head out. The guest house, and I'm trying on the dress. As you can see, I used the Nzinga brooch And I just really love this outfit, guys. Can you imagine? By hand. And I ruffled the skirt. And there is our cute little hat. I really wanted to have a top hat, but I wasn't really sure on how to do it, but I did it. I added the ruffles and the handmade flowers. I was trying to add as many flowers as I could, but I used what I could with upcycling many of the materials used. Anyways, guys, there's going to be a lot of changes. I'll see you soon.